Hi Andres, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good. So, you wanted to talk to me about something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about something that I've been struggling this week. I'm going to be moving to San Francisco in September for the degree, and I'm still looking for a place to live there. So, I'm looking with other two people, and San Francisco is a lot expensive than Boston, so we're struggling a little bit to find a place where it's in a good area. It's not that far from the university, and we are not selling a kidney to be in the house.
Yeah, San Francisco is very expensive. So if I understand correctly here, you're moving to San Francisco with two other individuals.
Yes.
Do you know them now from your course?
Yes.
Okay. So and you're looking for places close to the school?
Well, yes, and like we're not. It doesn't need to be as close to the school, but not as far that it's gonna take more than an hour to get to school.
Right. So what have you done so far to work on finding a place?
Well, we've been individually because we're not in the same campus. One is in Dubai, and the other is I think London. And we've been looking to different apartments in different websites, like share room or like any website that rents houses in San Francisco. So we've been looking at it, but we haven't talked yet about which place should be the best, because we're also considering, well, having a discussion mostly on how if we're gonna get a place where it's not furnished or one that is furnished but a little bit more expensive, of course.
Okay. So you guys discussed your budget, and, your move-in date, who's responsible for what, and when everything will be collected?
Not as you were saying, like we discussed a range of budget, like or better, a maximum that we want to reach. But we haven't discussed yet. Well, the time, yes, we're looking on the second half of September. But for the rest, like we haven't talked yet that much.
Okay. Why do you think that is? Because it's kind of important. They're coming from three different locations to know exactly what you're going to be doing once you get there. Because a rental agreement is a binding contract. So
I think like we've been all occupied with Module D, and time difference doesn't help. There's one is on the other side of the world, basically. But we have been talking, and we want to meet as soon as possible. Probably next week, since it's the week that we have kind of a break from Module D to Module E.
Okay. So what would you like to accomplish during that break? What would you like to get worked out?
I think what I want to work out is decide on the fact if we want to buy a furnished house or not, and also understand at least the area where we want to, or a couple of areas to focus our search and find out where to go.
Have any of you been to San Francisco before?
No.
No, so it'll be a first time. It's exciting. So you set a time frame for when you'd like to get the details worked out for the move and get your place picked out and finalized?
Mm-hmm.
What would that be? When would you hope to have it done by?
When?
Yes.
I think before we finish Module E, because then after that we're going to be on holiday. It's going to be a little bit harder to analyze and everything. So I think that's when I want to not maybe finalize, but have a strong idea, and so we can probably sign the contract on the beginning of August and start in September or mid-September.
Okay. When is the end of Module E for all of you?
Around the 25th of July.
Okay, so you got about a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys thought about going out there beforehand to physically see places? You get an idea for the area?
Yeah, we thought about it, but as I understood, but for me, it's kind of impossible unless we buy the house from October and do an Airbnb on the half of September that we're gonna be there. But the other two, or more specifically, one is also is considering to come to San Francisco a little bit early to have a look at the places where we can go and the areas and the neighborhood and everything. So,
what other options have you guys thought about if you're not able to find a place to move into, either together or separately?
if I have one place that I talked about with a friend that she was studying with me in London. She is originally from San Francisco, and her parents are renting the room that she was. So that's my. I'm not gonna call it plan B, but a plan safe. Because is the if we cannot find a place for all free, then I know there is something for me like that I can take advantage of. But of course, like I don't want to use it, but most of all because I don't want to put in difficulty my friends that are also coming to live together. So I know if I do that, they're going to be struggling a little bit to find a place.
So what kind of feedback have you gotten so far about your search and how that's going and what you could do to make it a little bit more easier going forward?
I think the first thing is to meet in a phone call, not in person, and talk and look at the places together, because I feel like when we're looking alone, you feel, oh, this is a nice place, but the other might not feel the same thing. But when you're together, you kind of look at a place at the same time, you discuss it, what is the pros and cons of the place, and so you can have a better decision to consider or eliminate the place from your consideration. Like make a list of the places where you can.
So what would you like the outcome to be? What would be the best case scenario for you? And
during the week or during the...
during your search, what's the best case scenario that you think you could possibly work towards to make sure that you're successful moving to San Francisco together in the fall?
I think the best scenario would be to find a place where we are happy to live in, because it's not only about the price, but also like considering that we're going to be living for 6 months. Something that, especially for me, that I'm Italian, how the home is a place where you need to feel like you're at home. Like it's not just a place where you're sleeping there. I would like to feel like I can go home and relax and watch TV or do something. So the base scenario for me would be for this week, like to being able to have the same priorities, all three of us, and to find a number of houses or places where we can go live. Because for example, one example would be of difference between us is the number of bathrooms. For example, like someone wants to at least have 2 bathrooms for the 3 of us. Someone don't care if it's only 1 bathroom, because like we can share with no problem. So I think the best scenario for this following week, or when we meet, will be to get our priorities straight.
So, I mean, that sounds like it's a good goal for the next week, is to at least work out what each of you's wish list, so to speak, is for your apartment. Because each of you are going to have your own things that you are looking for. Like you said, your times that you want to be able to go home and relax and watch TV if you want and whatever. Somebody else may want something where they just have their own quiet space and they can go off and do whatever they want to do and not be bothered. Somebody might like to cook and they'll constantly be in the kitchen. Somebody might not want to deal with all that smell. So there's different things. That's a good starting point to work out what the priorities are for each of you to make sure that living together can be harmonious in a sense. So I mean that would be a good goal for the week, is to work on that. And then you've already figured out your max budget. So narrowing down where you want to live, figure out what the maximum radius is that you can do for that hour commute at the most. And then you have your budget, and then figure out what each of you is looking for in space. That sounds like it's a great starting point for this week. And then as you move towards the fall, try to pick something out. How often do you plan on revisiting and discussing with your group where you are, and if this is actually going to be something that's going to happen?
Well, in a way, yes, but mostly depends on how far we are. Like we have a group chat where we keep sending information, talking, everything. So I think it depends a lot on how far we are with the house. Like I think if we can decide on the house on this week, then we are not going to be needing to meet as much. If we don't, then we need to start considering meeting at least once a week.
Okay. Is there anyone who's kind of taking charge of this process?
No, really. I'm usually the one that sends the message, trying to get everyone together and see what time everyone is available. But yeah, mostly, but also the others they know we need to meet, so they're not avoiding or so. We actually been talking, and I think if everything works out, because I still have to hear from one of the two, probably gonna meet on Tuesday, but still. Because he has a team project and he doesn't know if it's he's gonna meet with his team on Tuesday or Monday.
Well, we're ready to start 12 minutes.
Okay.
No.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Okay. I wait for my feedback. Well, the beginning was really good. You make opening questions like, how are you? What about something? What is something that you want to talk about? They are open questions. Then you agree with him that San Francisco is expensive, so you kind of generate trust. Make him feel confident to keep talking. Then you ask a closed question like about does it have to be close to school? This is a closed question, yes or no. Yes, it has to be close to school. And that's it. So then you talk about what have you done? And he told you that they have a number of people that are in different campus now, and you discuss a little bit about the characteristics. You give an open question again, you summarize, then you add something like about the budget. He didn't mention that, but you kind of give more information. You can just, instead of giving the information, just ask more about which are the main characteristics important for you, so he will be able to say, okay, it's budget, it's the number of bedrooms and other things that he talk about after. Then, then you talk about, you establish a limit of time. How are you going to accomplish your goal during these weeks? And there you can suggest something about that what he has been doing, so he will be able to achieve this goal that he mentioned in other questions after, like phone calls, how are they managing their time to get agreeable something, how are they doing to share some information. Perhaps we can just go straight to collect this information in this at the beginning. Well, not at the beginning, at the beginning of the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Then you asked about Module E. They were open questions. Well, the question that about if he have been in San Francisco before could be at the beginning too. How are you? What are you worried about? What do you want to talk about? I want to move to San Francisco. Okay, have you been in San Francisco before? So in that way you kind of structure the coaching in a better way. Then you talk about the places, you give some important suggestions, you summarize again, you give open questions, you reflect about the options. Also, always establishing the time. Next week, what are you going to do the next weeks? Priorities. He mentioned something about the priorities that also could be mentioned before, while you were asking some questions about the characteristics of the place he was looking to move in. Then you you summarize again. Then after you summarize about the area and what he was looking for, you have the chance to close it because you have already achieved what you were looking for in this coaching session. Okay, now we realize that you're looking this, that you want to do this, you know the characteristics, you know that you have create a WhatsApp group to share some information. What do you think you should do to improve the results during the next week? And we will talk about this in the next coaching session. So you close it, you have the periods of time, you have the next goal, and bye-bye. See you next.
Have you guys thought about working with a realtor?
Should we stop it?
Sure. Have you guys thought about just working with a realtor?
Here?